In this prison story time, I'm going to break down how one person could start a rumor that could put bad paperwork on other people, even when it's not true. Let's break it down. So, when I was at Richland Correctional, they had already got control of the prison. Mind you, there was definitely gangs there and everything, but it wasn't as bad as it once was. So I'm not even going to go into a lot of details. I'm going to keep names out of this. The moral of this story is there was an individual who I didn't think was a bad person. He seemed all right, but for some reason he had a lot of haters. And part of those reasons was he brought ideologies with him, and he brought an organizational structure with him that people who was already here was like kind of jealous and hating on him, because I don't know, he kind of had a hustler thing to him. For an example, he would go in the chow hall and just steal a bunch of meat and different things, bring it back. Instead of just selling it, he would fry it on a fucking clothes iron. Broke it apart and would fry it on the sandwiches and make them $5 a pop. So instead of selling a little bit of the meat for $1 or $2, he's selling all of it for $5 all the way up, making like $100. People were jealous and hating because he had that mindset. Well, what ends up happening is all the guys ended up saying that he was telling, but there was never no proof. Well, STG pretty much came fucking with everybody and put some people under invest. There was some things that happened. It was a chain reaction, but within what he brought with him, starting this structure, ended up being like not, the most positive thing, because it didn't last long, and then he got rolled right back out. A lot of people got rolled back out. I ended up going to Lake Erie and shit, but he ended up going to a level 3. There was a lot of people got leveled up and lateraled because of this, but they wanted to separate everybody. I had some other reasons going on, like I've talked about before in my other videos. That's not why I wrote out. They had this going on for a whole different reason, because when all this shit was going on, I was already in the hole for something else. They got in trouble and crashed out and went to like a level 3, which I had that happen too down the line in my bid, but this was not the reason why I wrote out. I wrote out because I was all strung out and I needed a fresh start. The dumbass shit that I've talked about before in my other videos. But the moral of like this story, like I said, this dude, I don't think he really was doing what everybody was saying, but everyone tried saying that he told on all the guys and gave them information about certain shit, but no one could ever prove it. But I don't want to put no more effort into the gang life. I used to have 7 organizational tattoos on me. I only got 3 left. I covered up 4. I'm a one day cover up the last 3. But this is a story time. I'm a prison content creator. I wanted to talk about this. I feel like this person got thrown under the bus for no reason. They had a bunch of haters, is what it is. People was sick of seeing him making money. People were sick of seeing him becoming familiar with what he was supposed to. And everyone else wished that they could, because they weren't. So it was like they were looked at like fake, and he wasn't. And mind you, this is a white dude that is a part of a biracial organization that started out as a just black organization. So a lot of people don't like seeing shit like that. When you're a solid white dude and you are able to keep up with things, there's a lot of people who look at things in like a kill whitey type of way, which is fucked up, but that's how it is. And that's why I said before, that's the only part that I don't like about my life story, is when I was 15 and I decided that I wanted to do this and be a part of this, come home, so they call it, I chose to not keep things just within my own type of people. So I got treated like shit the whole way up. And even though it's done, that was an eye-opening experience. I got other races of people who I'm cool with to this day. But during my process in prison, it was fucked up. And I'm going to put it like this. When you're from the same city, you got a white dude and a black dude who went to Roosevelt like I did. Or, life skills when you're young. Warren G. Harding. I went to McGuffey, McKinley. When you do that, as a kid and you grow up together, it's different. But when you're a full-grown adult, they might look at you in a kill whitey type of way. And the simple fact of the matter is that's just like a dog. If it knows you as a puppy, you're cool. But if it's a pit bull and it don't know you as a puppy, it might want to bite you. I feel like that's how it is with the white and black thing in prison. If you're a part of the same gang / organization, if you've known each other since you was kids and you're from the same city, them dudes are gonna like you. They're gonna respect you. They're gonna fuck with you. But you go to the joint, same exact, you know, symbolism and everything, new people, they don't know you. They don't look at you like your brother because they haven't spent 15, 20 years around you. So to them, you're just another white dude. Think about that. That's pretty much what I dealt with a long time. So I just want to let it be known I'm proud to say I'm on this path, my recovery journey. I've been home for 21 months. I stopped, I went off count and stopped claiming the organizational world about 9 months to the door of me going home. I've been home for 21 months. 30 months, you could say that I put the gang life behind me. Hey, I hope people find these videos informative and not that I'm glorifying this. Because I'm not trying to say, like, this shit's cool. I'm literally telling you a story of when a white dude came who wanted to try to hustle and was very familiar with everything he was supposed to be and wasn't afraid to fight or get his hands dirty. And then his own gang and organization hated on him and tried to flip the script and make it seem like he was something he wasn't. That shit ain't cool. If you don't want to ever find yourself around shit like that, then don't go to fucking prison, because it's the type of shit that's going on in prison. All it takes is one bad person, one bad seed to say some shit, and it's a snowball effect. And out of respect for the individuals in this story, I chose for this one to keep names out of it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I got a really good memory. I don't forget nothing. Like, I got a really, really good memory. When I was 4 years old is like when I came into my consciousness, and the moment that I actually realized, like, I was aware, like, what the fuck. Well, ever since then, if I see something or hear something or experience something, I'll remember that shit for the rest of my life. But that don't mean everyone else is that way. So even though I'm telling this story, that don't mean I need to speak on who it is. I'm cool with talking about it. I just don't want to talk about the names. If you like these prison type related videos, hit that like, follow, share, and remember, your past isn't a life sentence. So if you go through it, grow through it, follow your heart, and you'll always win. Stay safe, stay free, stay blessed.